Hello again, it's Noob, and I want to demonstrate another use of a core shim, and that is the front of lock plug or core bypass technique. Now, the reason I'm going to show you this was in my first video on using core shims, sort of a basic user's guide, there's a couple of comments on there with people saying, "Oh, have you shown the front of lock core bypass using a shim?" Now, with this lock here, which is a cutaway, soon to be a giveaway, I won't say any more about it for now, you can see that I can put a shim in, but the only reason I put a shim in is because the lock body has been cut away here. If I try to move in a bit closer and show you, what you can actually see is that there is a small step here. Can you see? A little step just there. That means that if I'm trying to put the shim in from the front, I don't know whether you can see the shim just peeking down. It actually is blocked by the body of the lock. Probably won't be able to see it too well there, but all I can say is if I move it in and around, that might be easier for you to see that I can't move it around to where the lock body itself hasn't been cut away. You can't shim this lock. It's sort of shielded, if you like. The front of the plug is wider than the rest of the plug, so that you can't shim it. Now, I want to demonstrate a front of plug or front of lock core shim where I'm inserting the shim at the front to try to rake the pins to shear, but I had to find a lock where the plug itself, the front of the plug, is at the same size as the rest. Now I thought, well, I'll hit up some of my cheaper Chinese locks, like this this tri-circle here, but if I put the shim in, it stops after only about ½ millimeter, so that's shielded. I thought to try this other tri-circle, this cast iron one, and you know, cheap lock, and again, look, it's shielded. I can't put it in further than about 1 mil. Then I found this Maxus padlock, and this is I think a 50mm brass padlock. I've seen these selling, and genuinely I have, selling this padlock here for about £15. That's quite a lot, you know. It's about $18 US, or thereabouts. And you'd expect a lock like this compared to an awful lock like this to also be shielded. But watch this. I pick this up and I put it in, and I can put the whole shim in down the side, which means that this is actually open to a bypass. It's almost unbelievable. What I'm going to do is throw this into advice, because it is possible to bypass, but I do need to put quite a bit of force onto the lock, well, the shim, as I sort of try to push the pins up and down to move the shim forwards, and it would just be a bit easier to do that in a vise. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll be back in 1 second. And we're back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to rake the pins with a snake rake while trying to gently insert the core shim into the top of this lock with the other hand. It's going to be a bit awkward on camera, but I'll try my hardest to keep it lit in a way that you can see. And then once I've got the core shim all the way in, I should be able to turn the core using a tension tool. So it's held against pin 1 at the moment. And I think I've got it past pin 1. There we have. Okay. Got to make sure it stays true as well. So I'll keep going. I really do apologise if this is hard to see. It's sort of very hard to film in a way. And by the way, this isn't easy. You can get a shim in here, but it is very tight. I'm trying to get the lighting right for you so that you can see this a bit better. Try to bring the lighting in a bit around the side, something like that. It's a bit overexposed there, but it might just be a way to show what's happening there. So I don't actually have the key for this either. I'm just raking the pins to try and move the shim forwards. We've got moved another pin. That's good. I'm trying to make sure that that's in straight. I think it's a 5 or 6 pin lock, this one. Moved another pin. Moved another pin. In fact, we're very deep in there now. I wonder whether the core will turn. Yeah, there we go. We got an open. So I'm sorry that wasn't very pretty, but we got there in the end. If I turn the camera, you'll see I've shimmed open this, you know, quite expensive, I think, for a sort of brass lock. And you shouldn't be able to do a frontal core bypass shim on this. You just should not. This is just completely inexcusable, isn't it? But there you go. It just goes to show that this is a shimmable lock. I wonder if I can get another open on it. Let me take it out of the vise. Hold on. I'll try and do it this way quickly. I think I've got it right. There we go. So again, hopefully you can see there what's happened. I hope that I've got an open, and yeah. So I just managed to re-get that bypass, and hopefully you'll see this a bit better than when it was in the vise. There we go. Like I said, completely inexcusable. It didn't even really damage my shim, which is a miracle in itself. So there you go. I just cannot believe that this this particular padlock is shimmable while something like this isn't. I mean, I just can't understand it. Anyway, hope you found that interesting, and I'll see you next time.